did it. You all laughed at me. Flex, don't say it. Oh, don't. Oh, the judge. Oh, don't. Oh, wait till we win before you say anything about Liverpool. God, get out of here, man. Under the lights, Thursday night, OT to get in the Champions League. I said they ain't beating us. Yeah, simple. I saved my most chest for the end of the season. I mean, the City one's a bit different. I ain't gonna do that. But I was so confident that we wouldn't lose today. And look, winning 4-1 was fantastic. It was emphatic. We're lucky that Chelsea can't finish. Actually, we're lucky that they are terrible. I'll start with the caveats before I finish off on the positives. The negatives, is that we made Chelsea look good. We made them look really good. I mean, their build-up play was good. They was causing us troubles. And actually, if they had their finishing boots on, which obviously they haven't all season, which is why they're an absolute mess and they're a disgrace and a cheat. But if they did, we could have been in trouble. But having said that, we still created more than them. Cam was saying about the XG, and even just on the eye test with what we saw, we created better chances than they did, and we should have scored more ourselves. So I think with where the team is and where we want to be, of course, we want to control games more. That's concerning. The fact that even at 4-0 up, you're thinking, give David De Gea his goal. He's got his golden glove. Give him another clean sheet. Let him keep racking them up, man. Get a clean sheet against these 4-0, maybe even 5, and then bring on Fulham as well. And we couldn't do it because, again, we just wasn't in control of the game. Bruno, I thought he had one of his worst games in a long time, and then has a little bit of magic, little bit of guy, a little bit of skill, wins a penalty. Ends up having a say on the game and played some decent passes in as well. I think for the 4th goal, I want to say. Or sorry, was it the 3rd? I think it was the 3rd. I can't remember. But he started off really, really poorly throughout the game, and then had a little bit of magic. So that's the concern. The fact that obviously we're still not controlling games. Midfield is still not. You can see the balance is not there. And actually, a concern is if we play like that against City, yes, we've won 4-1 at home tonight. If we play like that against City, we get absolutely annihilated. But that's the negatives out of the way. At the end of the day, it was at home, it was under the lights, and we had one job to do, and we had to get 1 point out of 2 games to get in the top 4. And we've done it. And you know what? What a fantastic achievement for this team. We can look at it and say that's not where Manchester United should be, just clinging on for top 4 and just scraping it, falling over the line. And, I think back to a few weeks ago when I was outside Brighton, I was absolutely fuming. And then at UVHQ after we lost to West Ham, and, we started to get concerned, but we knew that home form would get us through. And as we said, from the Wolves game, if we beat Wolves, we're going on a nice little run. And we did 3 in a row. We did the 3 in a row and didn't even take the point that Liverpool allowed us to. We actually beat these today. So I think on the context of the whole season with what Erik ten Hag's had to deal with, I think it's been a brilliant season. I really do. He's had so much to contend with. He's had so much to fix. I think Coach Cam said it earlier, like Erik ten Hag inherited this squad. It's got obvious flaws in it. It's got obvious things that he won't like. Ten Hag would be sick to death of not controlling these games or making games like a basketball match and making them transitional. But I think when you look back at the whole season and look where we were last year compared to where we are now, regardless of what happens with the FA Cup final, because I know that can be embarrassing if we lose it, and if City go on to do the treble, that's on our watch, and that's our fault as well, because we could have stopped them, and it's indicative of where Man United are compared to where City are, because we're still away. But in terms of where we were last season and where we thought we would be now, you have to say it's positive. Top 4 and a Carabao Cup is a good season for Man United, and you know what? We can make it an excellent season, an unbelievable season, really. Apart from obviously winning the major runners, but if we win that FA Cup, wow. That would be something for the books as well. But we're going to have to play a damn sight better than that. Player-wise, I know everyone's waxed lyrical about Casemiro, but the guy's been unreal. He's been unreal. And you guys saw, you guys on the channel saying, Fleck, you Casemiro hater, early doors. That's definitely not the case. But early doors, I was thinking, how is he gonna fit into, bloody hell. Just quickly, let's get down. Can we get around cameras? All right. Just really quickly. Is that all from today?
No. All from this season.
All from this season. Have you got every single player on there?
I'm missing Rashford, McTominay and Garnacho, and that's it.
Rashi, McTominay, Garnacho. If you're watching, we need to complete this set. We need to complete it. That is insane.
51 games unbeaten.
51 games unbeaten?
Yeah, I've never lost a season.
He's come to 51 games and we ain't lost. You need to. Is he going to the cup final? He's going to the cup final. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. What's your name?
Jack.
Jack, listen, great to meet you, Jack. Let's hope you get those 3 signatures and you're going to win us.
I am, trust me.
Yeah. He said he's going to carry. He's going to get my signature. Nice one. Jack's going to win us the FA Cup. He's been to 51 games and Man United never lost. That's what's more than a good omen. I don't even know what that is. But Jack's amazing. Big up, Jack. And big up this Jack as well. There's 2 Jacks there. I forgot where I was because that was insane. I thought he literally got the whole team to sign his jersey now, but he's 3 away. Let's hope he gets it. Where was I? I think I was talking about basically where we were before versus now, which is understandable. I get that. That was it. Player-wise, Casemiro. You guys were saying to me, Flex, stop hating on him and stuff like that. And someone could probably bring up the tweet. When he signed, I went, this is interesting to see what he's going to do. Because if I have my hand on my heart, I was like, I'm not sure he's gonna be. I definitely didn't see this, but I didn't think he was going to be the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the only guy in the midfield at the moment. He literally carried the whole midfield on his back today. And what surprised me most about Casemiro is his ability to score goals. I never had him down as that. And I don't know if this is a bit of an anomaly. I know some people say he's averaging sort of 5 or 6 goals a season for Real Madrid, and he's managed to do that again here. But it's actually the magnitude of the goals that he scored. You know, big goals in the cup final against Newcastle. Last week he wins us the game. You're talking about getting the first goals in games. You know, it's easy scoring when the team's been undone and it's 3s and 4s and 5s and you go on and add the insult to injury. But to get the first set of goals or the first goal, that's where you do your damage. And he's done the same thing today. He's an aerial presence. He's physical. He can get about the pitch. Yeah, he might sell himself into tackles and go flying in. Yes, he may be, you can rush him on the ball sometimes and nick it off him in the high profile games because he needs support. He needs help. He can't do it all by himself. But when we've needed him, he has shone. And actually, that's 2 against Chelsea, actually, because actually he scored a header at the bridge to rescue a point for us. A point that's, contributed us to obviously getting top 4. So he's been absolutely fantastic for us all year. And you know what? I still probably would edge Martinez as the player of the season. But Casemiro, although I thought he probably couldn't get it because of the suspensions that he's had, where he's missed too many games. But actually, when you look at the overall impact and the type of impact he's having now, he's right up there for player of the year. He has to be. He's been unbelievable. He's completely transformed the midfield. So a big shout out to him. He was my man of the match before I even asked myself there. But he was the man of the match. He was clear of everyone on that pitch today. And like I said, it wasn't a flawless performance. We conceded a lot of chances, way more than Eric Ten Hag would have liked. We didn't have control of the game, but Casemiro was everywhere. Defensively sound, winning tackles, when people were getting away from Eriksen or getting away from Bruno, who played awful today, he did. Casemiro was the one who stood up and was counted for absolutely everything. And on the offensive side of it, he's been fantastic there as well. Jadon Sancho, I think that was his best game in a long time. Would I say it's his best game in a Man United shirt? It is of most recent. I can't think of another game where he's played as good as that. Especially as the game wore on, especially into the second half. When he went onto the right-hand side, I think that's where he really come into his own, and he did well to set up Martial in the first half. That little dinked pass from Casemiro, which was absolutely fantastic. He's a player that I think that's where you want to see him, making the right decisions, making the right calls, distribution good. Distribution is what we want to see. Finishing off moves. And yes, he doesn't have that burning pace. He doesn't have that ability to get away from people and leave them for dead. That's not Jadon Sancho. But he's an intelligent player, and it's only one game. Get in. He's an intelligent player, but he's sort of someone who we know can go up gears, and that's what we need. But look, he's going to be important. Anthony took a bad one. I don't know how bad that is. I haven't seen online what that's saying, but that is a really bad one for him. He looked in massive amount of pain, so you'd think he would be out of the cup final, which is bad. You didn't want to see that, but he's probably going to be out of the cup final. And then you're looking at Sancho going, you know what, that right hand side, it's going to have to be him. Rashford on the left, Martial through the middle, Garnacho to come off the bench. So listen, fantastic season considering where we come from. top 4 with what Ten Hag's had to contend with is good. And also for the summer, we've already got question marks over how much money we've got. But also, if you don't get in the top 4, the types of players we're even trying to get, you can't pick up the phone and call them when you're in Europa League. So that was absolutely massive for us to get top 4. My man of the match is Casemiro. And now, I think Coach Cam said as well, let's go and get 3rd place for optics. You know, when you look at the season and say we finished 3rd with where we've been, that's a very, very good season for Erik Ten Hag and this set of players. So, yeah, big shout out to Wan-Bissaka as well, because this guy is just improving leaps and bounds, and he's just looking like a completely different player, to the point where I think he probably rests against Fulham and he's ready to come back in against Manchester City. So that's my man of the match, Casemiro, the king. Casemiro, the king. Take care. Peace.